Number 3, actually I have to look at my phone. I don't know what number 3 is. Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Anderson. I am a designer with the wonderful company Chic on the Cheap here in Sarasota, Florida. We were given an assignment by our fearless leader, Mark Dalton. And so today I'll be sharing a few things about our design process, things we find ourselves telling clients pretty often. So starting with 1, we are not time travelers as much as I wish we were. The design process takes a lot of thought, a lot of creativity, a lot of gathering information, a lot of research, a lot of getting to know you and what your individual needs are, what your style is. It doesn't happen overnight. And luckily most of my clients, most everybody I've worked with does get that, but again, it's not we snap our fingers and poof, everything just magically appears. Again, I wish it did, but that's not the reality. Number 2, there is a big difference between modern and contemporary. I actually recently explained this to my husband. So modern refers to an era that has already passed. Most people look at modern era as 50s, 60s when it comes to design. Contemporary is what's happening now and in the future. There are some similarities, but in that they both have clean lines, pretty minimalistic aesthetic, but there is still a big difference. And I definitely am drawn more towards the modern, mid-century modern look, but what I also love to do is mixing that in with different styles. So, and I find that most of my clients, don't have one style, just like everybody isn't in one mood all the time. So that's one thing I love about my job is getting to know you, figuring out how we can make your style work in your space and make it uniquely yours. So number 3, we change our minds. Sometimes, and sometimes a lot. It all depends on the project. But I very often go to a consultation, and which lasts 1 hour. It can be a little difficult depending on the scope of the project to know immediately what to do in that moment, in that space. And it's not until I come home and I really sit with the space in my head and gather ideas that I think, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Or this is how we should move. This is how we should go moving forward. And that's just for the consultation. This also certainly happens with larger projects as well, whether a countertop ends up being just a shade too dark, change our mind. A paint color, we change our mind. And most people are very amenable to that because they recognize that it's for the best. And it always is. Along those lines, I encourage you, I know our whole team encourages our clients to take risks. So that kind of plays into sometimes we change our minds. I do my best to talk my clients into, let's do something very different here. And I do see a lot of trepidation, a lot of fear, but if you trust us and recognize that there's a reason you hired us, your project, your space is going to be so beautiful. And that's another reason I love my job so much. Number 4, this is a tough one to talk about. We are not marriage counselors, just like we're not time travelers. When working with couples, we need them to be on the same page. It makes our job so much easier. And of course, people who live together, they have differing standpoints, absolutely. But sometimes it can turn into a tennis match where I'm standing there like this, going back and forth, and it just becomes a little awkward. So please recognize that, again, we're not marriage counselors, but and we want you to have fun. We want you and your partner to have fun together and to be on the same page. So lastly, number 5. It hurts my heart when I walk into someone's home and I get the impression that they think I'm there to judge them. We are not there to judge you whatsoever. So my hope is that people we are meeting for the first time in their homes, which can be intimidating, of course, but my hope is that they give themselves credit for hiring a designer to come into their home with fresh eyes and to help, because that's truly what we're there for. We're there to make your home comfortable, functional, beautiful, and uniquely yours. And that's just another reason I love my job. So please understand that we are there again to not judge and to help you think of ideas that you haven't already, and to fix whatever issues you are in need of. So yeah, don't open the door and be scared, because we're there to have fun with you. Thanks so much for listening. Again, I'm Courtney Anderson with Chic on the Cheap. That's all I got.